Hi, everybody, and welcome to another edition of HTV. I'm Scott Robbs, along with University of Hawaii head football coach Nick Rolovich. And Coach, spring practice just wrapping up. So many things to talk about, but I think maybe number one is the fact that you had almost an entire new coaching staff out there with you. Talk about how that went and some of the ups and downs and really kind of getting to know your new assistants.
They did a fantastic job. You know, their ability to get their position groups to buy into the new philosophies really was kind of the foundation of why spring, I think, went so well. They're veteran guys. They're guys that want to be here. They believe in our mission statement. They reiterated kind of my belief in how to run a football program, and it was, you know, I thought we chose wisely with these guys, and I appreciate every one of them.
You talked about a lot of them are veterans. Some of them have been coaching longer than you've been alive. Literally. Do you bounce ideas off them? Do they maybe ask you or give you some thoughts on things as well?
All the time. You know, Banker is outspoken, but he's got great thoughts. He's seen a lot. He's given us some good ideas for the future as far as just ways we could help our players be successful outside of football. You know, I think Corey Batoon's been around some really great people and seen some stuff done at a real high level. I think he's brought some good stuff to us. You know, Ricky Longo is one of the best human beings you'll ever meet in your life, and really I mean, I've seen him change some of these D linemen for the better off the field. I mean, in a way that I wasn't sure that big of a change or that drastic of a change could happen that quickly. I appreciate him. Mike Gabriel, coming in with special teams, high energy, really did a nice job keeping them fresh in the film room. Andre Allen, you know, is a veteran guy who knows at JC. He's coached a lot of people, so the stage wasn't too big for him. He did, and you know, I was, you know, what it's going to be like your first D1 job. He went right in, attacked it really well.
Third spring camp for you as well. How much have you grown as a coach, and how much have you changed from that first spring to now?
I think I've changed a bunch. I'm always learning. I don't think there'll ever be, just like the players, we can never act like we've arrived. I think that was a big part of our problem last year.
Yeah.
You know, after the bowl game win, everything's, you know, the magic UH potion was dropped in and everything's better. That's not how it works. You got to always give the effort. You always got to strive for better, and you know, we saw the results on the field.
Okay, the big news obviously as well is that you're going back to the future in the sense that you're going to have the run and shoot again. And the one thing is, what made you decide that that's the offense you wanted to have again?
If you woke me up in the middle of the night and said call a play, it would come from the run and shoot tree. I think our staff knows it the best. I think we've seen it be successful here. I think the fans are familiar with it. I think they look forward to, you know, seeing the ball fly through the air, because we got stale a little bit on offense last year. Some of it had to do with injuries, obviously the turmoil in the staff and all that stuff really, you know, it made it for not a real enjoyable season for anybody. So very fresh. I really appreciate especially the receivers and quarterbacks, how they approached it. I think the excitement and their attention to detail was because, you know, for like Tristan Hamaga, he grew up watching these guys do this. And when he sees film of Ryan Grice-Mullen or Devon Bess or Chad Owens or, you know, all the guys, you know, Kelaw, Greg Salas doing it, you know, and he's running the same plays, they're very dialed in.
Now, obviously, you have a lot of experience in run and shoot. How about your assistant coaches? How about the guys that are teaching this offense to these players?
Well, it's forced me to get more involved with the offense, which has been enjoyable. It's maybe cut out some of the stuff that I was doing on the side that maybe wasn't as important. You know, probably made me delegate more stuff. But Brian Smith, as a O lineman here, coached the O line one year, did running backs, ran it as a coordinator. Has a really good understanding top to bottom of it. Stutz really brought some details from the receiver spot that helped us move forward. I thought Andre Allen did a great job absorbing all that information. Dan Morrison came to visit for about a month. He brought a lot of good stuff back. And I think Mark Weber, is the other new coach, really did a nice job. He was curious, how long are we going to hold on to the ball, typical O-line stuff, right? But I think there's a simplicity to it that allows you to get better with technique and get really good at what you're doing.
Cole McDonald seems to be the guy heading into the fall when you guys get ready for the real season. He's been a backup for a while, but in a different offense. But it sounds like this offense, it seemed to really click with him.
It began to. There's still a long way for this group to go. And the one thing about it is it's not Cole McDonald. It's the quarterbacks and the wide receivers. They have to be one unit. And that's why we're meeting together again, which is so enjoyable. I think he cares so much. That's why he saw some success in the spring. He studies. He was out throwing yesterday. He's trying to do everything it takes to win the job. And we're not going to name a starter until fall camp, but we have a long summer ahead of us, and we got to keep getting better. We're going to get John healthy and get him. How's that? It's all relationship based. It's probably more relationship based than most offenses, quarterbacks and receivers. So we encourage communication. They have to learn each other's nonverbal communication. What's their style? What's their decision making going to be? So no, I thought he approached it very well. Had some up and downs, but was more accurate. I thought really worked on his mechanics in the off season and tried to stay consistent with it through spring ball.
You kind of mentioned John Ursua, and I thought when he went down last year, that kind of was the beginning of heading south for the football team. How is he health-wise?
John is ahead of schedule, and John, can't do a ton of lifting with his legs yet, but has really spent a lot of time in the weight room, upper body. He's matured physically. He's, like I said, ahead of schedule. I expect him to be. The thing you got to be careful with is he doesn't push it too quickly, and but he's at practice. He's talking with, I think him and he really enjoyed kind of seeing it with just the script in his hand, not him doing it, seeing things develop almost from a backup quarterback standpoint. So obviously he was our top playmaker last year through the air, and it's going to be nice to have him back. I think one of the biggest, I don't know if you want to call it surprises, but standouts was Cedric Burger.
Yeah.
Everything we had hoped he would be coming in. He really brought a speed dynamic, a smart football player, a determined football player. Not here to get sand on his toes. He's here to catch a bunch of balls and make this place better. I really appreciated his approach and the way he's attacked this. It's not how every JC guy has attacked it.
There are three phases. There's offense, defense, and special teams, and it appears that the other two phases, special teams and defense, are also heading in the right direction.
Yeah, you don't do a ton of special. We did more this spring than we've ever done here. Kind of gave Gobi a little bit of a leash to kind of start putting the schemes in, because I really wanted him to get to know all the players and coach all the guys as much as he can.
Let me ask you one question. The NCAA, that rule now where if you kick the ball and you can fair catch it, let's say at the 2-yard line, the ball goes out to the 25. Does that change strategy in terms of special teams?
A lot of people think of football players and coaches as not very smart. Watch what people come up with to get around this rule. I'm excited to see, not necessarily around the rule, but how to take advantage of the rule.
Right.
The fair catch, I think it's to try to minimize collisions on kickoff and things like that. It'd be interesting. I think you'll see a lot more fair catches, obviously, but somebody's going to come up with something creative, and we're trying to too.
All right, now you're heading into the summer portion. This is where the guys really have to take responsibility themselves, as you kind of mentioned, and work. What are some of the plans this summer for you and your coaching staff, as well as what you'd like to see from the players during this time?
There's an 8-week summer program, and that is incredibly important for, we got some guys that got to gain weight, we got some guys that got to lose weight. So, but this team has a different mindset. It's much more similar to the first year, to be honest.
Are you still having fun?
Yeah, I'm having fun.
That's all.
It was not fun last year.
No.
There were a lot of times that weren't fun, but getting to that first practice spring ball every single day since we got this new staff together, and this team has kind of put it in their mind that they don't want to be remembered that way like they were last year. It's been much more enjoyable.
All right. Well, we'll talk to you again before the beginning of the season. Thanks a lot.
Sure. Awesome.
Head coach Nick Rolovich. I'm Scott Robbs. Till next time, aloha.